In this video, we would be looking at how to play the Catalan Opening with the white pieces. And we are going to do that by looking at a game played in the Dubai Police Global Chess Challenge 2024. The time control of the tournament is 90 minutes plus 30-second increment. And the game we are going to discuss is between Hans Niemann versus Saidakbo. So it is the round number 4 and I don't want to waste any further time, so let's start. So Hans is playing with the white pieces and he starts with 1c4. And his opponent replies with knight to f6, knight to f3, and soon the game transposed into a Catalan, a standard Catalan. Short castle, and here black chose for the most natural option of capturing on c4. And here white is having two main options, knight to e5 or queen c2. You can also play the move knight to a3. In the game we had the move queen to c2. If white plays a move like knight to e5 to give you simply a sample line, black's main idea is to play knight c6, takes, bishop takes, and here black is having a bad pawn structure. Now black is going to simply trade off the bishop and play the move c5, remove the weaknesses, and black is extremely fine. So this is the usual idea with a knight to e5. In the game we had the move queen to c2, and here in the game we had b6. Now the main moves, like there are already many moves in this position. There is a6, the line goes a4 because if you try to capture, black's idea is b5, bishop b7. So a4 and capturing the pawn on the next move, and this is how the line goes. And if like the another move is b5, which is also very interesting, like white plays a4, and here the best move I really opt for is bishop b7, sacrificing a pawn and now playing the move a6. You can't really capture the c4 pawn because you lose the rook in the end of the day. So you capture the pawn, knight takes, queen takes, and here black is a pawn down, but bishop d5, knight b4, trading off the rooks, and now c5. And in the exchange of being a pawn, black got a healthy amount of development. Like rook d8 is coming and white pieces are still not yet developed. So this is one way to play. But at the place of b5, we had the move b6 in the game. And here, after knight to e5, black decided to capture the pawn on d4. You can also play the move like knight to g5, but the most popular move is to sacrifice the exchange and capture the knight. So basically now black is having a pawn and a knight for the rook. And here white played the move bishop to f3, which is a very important move. Because after bishop f3, like the whole idea of black is to play queen h5, knight g4, and trying to threaten some mating ideas on h2. So after bishop f3, we simply take away the h5 and the g4 square. Knight d5 takes, bishop a6, queen a4, and I guess many of you will be surprised, but chill, here it's almost every part is a theory. c5 and now knight to c3. And this was the moment where I personally believe that Saidakbo, Hans Niemann opponent, was not really prepared with the move knight to c3. Like the main move in the position is to continue with knight to a3. But Hans was simply thinking from the start. Hans Niemann opponent is still having 1 hour 32 minutes on his clock, whereas Niemann is only having 50 minutes. So after playing knight c3, this was the first time Hans Niemann opponent took some time and decided to capture the knight, because white's idea is pretty simple. White is simply focusing on developing his pieces because the only advantage black is having is the lead in development, and white is simply developing the pieces, and white's whole idea is to trade off as many pieces as possible so that in the end game white would be the one having the advantage because white is already having an exchange plus. So after knight c3, the main move is to capture the knight, because if you, for example, if you even try to play something like rook d8, white is happy to take. You can't really take with the pawn because after bishop f4, I attack the queen, and I can simply capture the knight and capture the bishop. So this is the whole reason you kind of have to capture the knight and capture the pawn. And now material wise, it's an even position. So just what does black just need to do? Just hold on to the position. So after queen into c3, bishop to f4, developing the bishop, and the idea is to capture the knight, and after rook takes, capturing the bishop. And here Saidakbo played the move e5, attacking the bishop, because that's the only move. You can't really do much. If you even try to play anything else, like I don't really see a move like b5, maybe trying to attack the queen, because the bishop is not really having a good square to go. So b5, queen e4, this is one way to play, but like now the pawns on b5 and c5 are extremely weak. I can simply put pressure via rook c1, rook b1. So that was the reason e5, good move, queen e4, You can't really take because it will only help white to trade off as many pieces as possible, and white is having a better position now. So bishop to f6 and now threatening to capture the bishop, so the bishop fall back. Bishop to b5. A good move, I would say. Black's idea is to play bishop c6, and here Hans Niemann played the move queen to b7. The idea is to capture the pawn on a7. Queen a3, good move. Rook b1, attacking the bishop. And here's my question. Try to pause the video and try to find the move. Like how should you try to continue the position if you're playing with the black pieces? And Saidaka didn't went with the right way and he's had some real issues. What would be the move that you will play if you're playing with the black pieces? Okay, so if you thought about something like bishop c4 or bishop d7, simply moving the bishop, it's the right move. It's just all about keeping the pieces into the play because material wise the position is already even. So you just don't have to be a bit more crazy, you just need to keep the pieces on the board. Bishop c4 is the one way where the game can continue with rook d1. You can't really capture on a2 because rook a1 and it gives white a huge amount of counterplay. So h6, h4, bishop e6, bishop e4 takes, queen a4, and the position is roundabout even, I would say. The engine also says it is 0.0. And I definitely agree with it. So after rook b1, Saidaka actually played the move queen a4. And here's my question to you guys. Try to pause the video and try to find how are you going to get an advantage from this position. Okay, if you found the move bishop c5, excellent. Saidaka simply blundered a pawn because you can't really capture the pawn now, bishop now, because you also lose the bishop. So that was the whole idea, bishop c5. Saidaka simply missed this move and now Hans Niemann is having already a better position. Rook e8 and now we have the move bishop to d5, attacking the f7 pawn. Knight d7, developing the piece, bishop to d6. And now you can already see how nicely both the bishops are simply phenomenally placed. Rook d8, rook c1. And after rook c1, you can already sense like white got all his pieces into the game. White is a pawn up and now black is not even having a single counterplay in this particular position. Black's all pieces are passive. Bishop a6 was played but simply has even captured another pawn. Queen a5, e4, simply defending the bishop. I would say simply fixing the bishop on d5 by playing the move e4. And now there is no way for black to continue this position any longer because I don't know how you can even continue this position. White's idea is pretty simple. Rook c7, getting in, capture the knight, capture the pawn, and it's game over. Black is already 2 pawns down. So after e4, on the move number 25, Hans Niemann opponent Saidaka decided to resign the game. I would say perfect game played by Hans Niemann. His accuracy was nearly 98.5 or you can say 99. And the only moment Saidaka went wrong was that he simply missed this bishop c5. So yeah, that's it for today. Because of this particular mistake or blunder, Saidaka went on to lose the game. So that's it for the round number 4. So if you liked the video, if you learned anything new today, make sure to like the video, share this video with everyone, and make sure to subscribe to our channel if you are new to our channel. I'm going to come up with these interesting videos like this. So till then, stay tuned and keep watching One Shot Chess.